Hey everybody out there, myths and misconceptions. This is Paul Shepard here with AssumeTube.tv. And I'll tell you the biggest myth, the biggest misconception right now in loan assumptions is this. The seller thinks, a couple of them have thought, well, if I let the buyer assume my loan at 3%, I still have a little bit of contingent liability. Not true, false, not true. It's a myth, it's a misconception. Here's what happens. Anytime a buyer comes to me and says, hey, I want to assume this loan from the seller, the buyer has to qualify based on income, credit, and assets, and a down payment. The seller is released of all liability and off the hook. Let me repeat it, off the hook. The seller has no more liability. When they allow a buyer to assume their loan, the seller is off the hook and can go buy the replacement home without any headache or risk. No risk, okay? So the buyer takes over the loan completely, the seller is off the hook. So that's a big fat lie, it's a big misconception. The seller has zero risk because they sign a release of liability in escrow. Call me for details, and don't assume. You can't assume an assumable loan, especially when the seller's off the hook.